I'm telling you, you could. I mean,
that was pretty.
She has our set underneath. That mock
the little mock and the ribbed pant.
Really good, yeah.
All right, well there you go. That's another way to wear it as well.
I'm gonna slip into this hoodie.
Okay, go ahead. You go do your thing, because we do have something from the Malibu collection up next, and this is Butter Chic. Wait till you hear about this fabric that takes poly and spandex and blends them together, and dare I say, a little bit more of like an athleisure look for Team Barefoot. Now this, for the first time ever, just hit a clearance sale price. So we are now paying $65 for something that used to be far closer to $100. We've got a $16 easy pay that can help bring it home. Heather Carbon, which is definitely heathered and my only heathered option. Olive Branch. This one is Moonbeam, so it's like a grayish blue. And then with as popular as our today's special value has been today in black, run, don't walk to order this in black. But Maria's out just in the nick of time, I should say, to teach everybody about Butter Chic. I just like the word.
Okay, so Alberti had a version.
Oh, yes.
And he was going crazy. He's like, Butter Chic, keep bringing it, keep bringing it. It truly is special. It's a poly span. So this is part of, the Butter Chic is more of our sporty kind of inspired line.
I said athleisure when you were changing in there. You don't have to work out in it.
No.
These days, nobody has to work out in workout clothes. But it does look a little bit more of that.
It is, and we had a huge request to start bringing a little bit more sporty versions. And so, of course, when Barefoot Dreams does it, even though it's sporty, it's still luxe. And so the whole look of this has a very suede look, and that's what I love. I mean, very clean. It has a peached surface because it goes through a washing process. I love the heathering on this as well. This is just very cool. Even the higher neck, a lot of times we'll do kind of like a lower, but even the draw cord's great. And of course that kangaroo pocket. And then we give you that cute little hood as well. I mean, it's just adorable.
Well, and a clearance sale price. Let me explain that. $65 is your price point tonight, but for a limited time. So the cool thing about clearance sale is we take an item that's in the clearance section, and our items that are in clearance are there because they were loved and popular, and now we're running out of them, and we don't have a lot of sizes. We don't often have all the color choices. So right now we have an even larger discount on this clearance item. I mean, it was once $98 and now it's $65. And I feel like we're just starting to think about like back to school. My daughter picked out a new backpack because she's moving into like tween years already. And the backpack of a 4th grader is not quite the backpack of a 5th grader, apparently. She's gonna be in 5th grade. So like, you know, I know we're still in the heat and I know we're still in summer, but with clearance sale pricing, our night's gonna cool off in just a few weeks. Are we gonna, you know, have our summer life over and our fall life starting with back to sports and back to school and back to reality? We might need a layer and get it at a sale price.
And this is perfect, and to that point, because it does have that, you know, hoodie appeal, of course, but the fabric totally layering over top as well. So you can layer it with this as well, and I think it's great, and having the little hood out of it.
Yeah, sorry, my producer and I are having a conversation about backpacks. It brings up a good question. How often, when you were growing up, were you allowed to trade in the old backpack for a new one? Because I'm pretty sure, like, we weren't allowed to get a new backpack until your bag was falling apart.
That would be me.
And granted, backpacks, they didn't hold up that great. So that might have been like every 4 or 5 years.
I did get a new lunchbox.
I don't think I had a new lunchbox.
I did. That,
but now kids want one every school year.
Trapper Keepers, remember those?
Oh, I remember Trapper Keepers, for sure, for sure. And do you guys remember those pencils where they had like little parts to them, and you would take out the one pencil and put it back to the top, and the new one would come down? You don't remember that?
No.
But it was not the kind of mechanical pencil that you push.
Okay.
It was like little pieces of lead. And you would take the whole piece out and put it at the top, and the next one would drop down.
I remember like the pens that had the different colors, and you were able to like.
Oh, and I remember those too. They still make those, yes. Well, there you go. We're all going back to school. Some of us haven't been back to school in 50+ years, but we're all going back there in our minds tonight. I know. I can hear my mom now be like, well, that's your age group, my age group. We didn't have these things called Trapper Keepers. But it's just that time of year where you do think about, like, what do I need? Even if you have a late vacation coming up, What about this blue with like a linen
So pretty.
pant or
Oh,
a white
yes.
jean? I
Yes.
always find we take an August vacation and it feels so different than any of the other like hardcore summer vacations. The temperatures do start to drop at night.
And I'm glad you took this one out because this really kind of shows, look at the unique stitching detail that we did around. This is a raglan sleeve. So again, adding that little bit more of that casual arm to this style. And even again, the stitching detail around the cuff here too, and then even the bottom. I mean, everything is done so well, that kangaroo pocket.
Yeah.
And again, you know, I have a 21-year-old, and I find a lot of my Barefoot Dreams pieces missing. And so what I will say,
You know the thief.
And to that point though, I mean, that's what's so cool about this brand. I mean, you could be 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 89. I mean, this is a brand that appeals to everybody.
Are we allowed to call the cops about that? I have a thief. They live with me. I gave birth to them, but I still would like to report the crime. My daughter keeps stealing my Barefoot Dreams.
Right, yeah.
Now look at Sean. Sean's over here in this gray color. That's the only one that's heathered. Heathered
It is,
gray.
exactly. So I feel like, you know, you're getting more of even that kind of sportier look. Pairing that back with a black jogger would be like, even with what I have on, with the set
Yes.
detail as
Or
well.
denim.
Yeah.
You know, I'm such a denim girl. I can't help it.
I know you are, and I love this back with this. I mean, I actually wore this a ton just with shorts.
Oh, I can see that because
yeah.
it's not too long.
Yeah, and it's not heavy at
Yeah.
all. So it's that perfect, and especially when you're going in air conditioning, it's a great fabric to
Well,
have.
if it helps, Maria's 5'2". She has on the extra small. The length of this will range from 24 inches to 28.5 inches, depending on the size you buy. Price is going to expire. We're going to pay more than $65 if we don't get it sooner than later. 500 orders placed. So this blue-gray is called Moonbeam. And then in my other arm, I've got the olive branch. On the rack here, the one and only heathered carbon. And then if you just want that classic black, I've got that for you as well. Easy Pay can bring it home, by the way, if that's more practical for your budget right now. A payment of $16.25 can put this through the mail. You'll have it on your body.